Alright, in the last video I added the alien soldier that was blocking your way out of the control room here. In this video what I'm going to do is make it so he shoots at you when you're in that room. And since there's no way to get out and he's going to shoot at us, eventually we're going to have to die. But in the next video, or in another video, we can add the logic so the player can shoot the alien. And then now we've got some kind of combat modeled here. So let's pop over to the lantern and take a look at what we're going to need to do. So shooting at the player is going to happen every turn. We're going to check for that every turn, and if the player's in the same room as the enemy, we're going to have the enemy shoot at the player, try to shoot the player. So let's make an event called attack player. And if you had multiple enemies, you could still put all the code in this one event. And now I'm going to right click on the code window here. I'm going to pick the stub for have an enemy attack the player, and it's going to drop some code in here. And let's take a look at what's going on. We'll have to change the name of the guy or the thing that's trying to attack the player, but that's it. So what this is doing is it's saying if the player's holder is equal to the enemy's holder, which means they're both in the same room, or if they're in the same room and the enemy hasn't shot yet. So user 3, user 1, 2, and 3 are little bits on each object that you can use for whatever you want. We're going to use user 3 to determine, to say whether or not the enemy has fired yet. So if the enemy hasn't fired yet, we'll print the enemy draws his weapon, and then we'll set that thing to a 1. So that means it's okay to fire. So user 3 is kind of a toggle that says, is it okay to fire? So the first time we see the enemy, he's going to say he draws his weapon. Every time after that, he's going to do this code right here, which is print the enemy fires his thingy at you, and we can change that description. Subtract 25 from the player's health. And now here we're checking to see, is the player's health 0, or did it flip over and become a high positive number? So there are no negative numbers in Lantern. So if your health goes below 0, it's going to be, if it's 0 and you subtract 1, it's going to be 255. You can only have positive numbers between 0 and 255. So what this check is doing is it's saying if your health is 0 or it's rolled over and it's bigger than 100, then print you've died and put the player back in the start room. You can change that to wherever you want to put the player, set the health back to 100, reset the toggle on the enemy so he doesn't shoot at you right away, and then print out the room's description. So that'll tell the player where they are. So that's what that does, and you can customize this however you need to. So in my scenario, the thing was called Alien Soldier. You know, not the best name for an object, I'll grant you. And we want to change this. The enemy draws his, I don't know, weapon, you know, laser pistol or something, I don't know. You know, then you want to change this, you know, the alien fires his laser pistol at you or something, or shoots you with his laser pistol, I don't know. Shoots you with his laser pistol. There we go. Subtract 25 from the player's health. And you could change this. You could subtract 50, you could subtract 10, you could subtract 0, right? So that way you'd never die, right? But you can change this, customize it however you need to. And then we check the health, and if the then we'll change this enemy to Alien Soldier. There we go. And that should be all we need. So anywhere we saw enemy, we want to change that to be the name of the object in our game. You could customize this, so maybe the alien doesn't hit you every time. You could randomize it, but this will certainly work. Remember, text adventure games really aren't supposed to be about combat. They're not RPG games. The combat is kind of there, like, well, I shoot the guard and now he drops something, or I shoot the guard and now I can get past him and get to some other part of the space station. So let's just hit the test button and make sure it works. And it says it does not work. So it says enemy is not a valid variable or object. So there must be somewhere where I forgot to change it. Oh, right there, enemy. Now you'll notice here I'm using alien underscore soldier. Why alien underscore soldier when the thing is printed out as alien soldier? Let's go back. to our objects and select the alien soldier. And you can see that the printed name, the name that's printed out on the console, is alien space soldier. But internally, everything's got an ID, and the ID for this is alien underscore soldier. You can't have variable names that have spaces in them. It's just kind of a fundamental rule of computer science. So even though it's printed out like that, the real ID number for the real ID for this thing is alien underscore soldier. If you had a scenario where you had 10 rooms called forest, they could all be forest up here, but down here you'd have forest 1, forest 2, forest 3, forest 4. These have to be unique. The printed names don't, but the ID names do have to be unique. So now we've got an event here. So every turn we're going to say if the player's in the same room as the alien soldier, if the alien soldier hasn't shot yet, print the enemy soldier draws his laser pistol. Otherwise, if we have seen him before, then he's going to shoot at us. So now let's test this out and see if it works. Okay, there it is. So let me go west. I should be in the control room, and you can see the first time we get here, the alien draws his laser pistol, and now if we wait, see he's shooting us with his laser pistol, right? So now we've seen him already, and if I keep doing this here, he's gonna get me. So and now I'm dead, and you can see I'm back in the hallway, and my health has been set back to 100. If I type debug, does it? Oh, there it is. If I type vars, it'll dump out my health. So there you can. That's just for cheating. So you can see the variables, what they're doing. You can track what they're doing. So you can see the health has got set back to 100. So there we go. That's how you can make an enemy attack you. Obviously, what we need now is the code to be able to attack this enemy, and so we're not stuck in a one-way. We're not stuck in a dead end where the only way out is to die and reset the game. All right. So if you need help getting this to work, just ask for help. I'll be happy to help you.